It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Moments away, it'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Brooklyn Nets in their house, Barclays Center. Looking at the Nets, the season hasn't gone as smoothly for them as I'm sure they hoped it would. The good news is we still have a good chunk of it left to play. But if they're going to make a run, they better do it soon. And the topic here, prior to tip-off, so many teams in the league going up-tempo these days. Kenny, as a player, did you like that style? I'm assuming you had to love it.
Because the one thing about playing up-tempo, Ernie, it brings you back to the roots of the game, why you started playing. If you ever go to a pickup game, you ever go to a park game, no one's stopping play and calling plays. They're going up and down. The big fella Shaq, when he first came into the league, the first thing I saw was him grab the ball coast to coast in the All-American game. That's what players want to do and people want to see.
You know, that was a great example, Kenny, but towards the end of my career and most of my career, I was honestly more of a half-court player. I was pretty fast for my size, but my strength was my biggest edge. In the half-court, barbecue chicken alert. I had to put that work in, Ernie.
That about wraps it up for here. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again later.
That's the 5th barbecue chicken alert.
It's the Timberwolves, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. That's certainly what we have in store for us today. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. You know, Clark, it's got to be a relief to see Brook Lopez back in uniform, looking healthy and ready to contribute.
Kevin, it's really good to have him back. I mean, they played well without him. Now the issue is, can they integrate him into what they were doing when he was gone and become even better? That's always a delicate balancing act.
They really hit on something that worked for them after he went down with that injury. They don't want to get away from that, but if he's healthy, you've got to figure out a way to integrate him back into that system.
Tip-off goes to Minnesota. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Rubio and Martin are their backcourt. Garnett out there with Towns, and it's Wiggins in at the small forward. Now here's Towns, 11 feet out, and he hits it.
And they get the first bucket of the game on that one.
I tell you what, fellas, I'm anticipating a good one here.
Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Johnson outside. Lopez kicks to Young and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And for the Nets being put up for sale, a big part of it was they were a team that was supposed to compete for titles. And since the move to Brooklyn, they have had trouble going deep in the playoffs.
And you know, with Brooklyn, I don't think anybody wants to take over a team in a rebuild mode. I mean, that's what the Nets seem to be looking at for the next few seasons. They had their shot, went all in with some of their decisions, unfortunately came up short.
He's off on the second. Thaddeus Young provides a lot of things, Clark. Solid on both ends of the floor. You can plug him into almost any lineup and make it work.
Yeah, he's an ideal basketball player because of his versatility. I think that's one of his greatest strengths. Not only can he play the 3 or 4, he can go inside and outside too.
Now here's Ellington, covered by Martin. Ellington dishes to Young. He sinks the 11-footer. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter.
And guys, when you talk about Thaddeus Young, last year was another solid season for him. Excellent job finishing around the rim as usual. Solid rebounding numbers, but still trying to improve his consistency from the 3. He started the season strong in that department, kind of fell off a bit at the end.
Jack's shot is good.
Yeah, poor job defensively, giving him such a clear look at the basket from 3-point range.
Let's now go to Doris Burke over across the way, who spoke with Lionel Hollins. And Doris, take it away.
We talked about the challenges posed by a player like Ricky Rubio, such a tremendous passer and floor general. Coach said, we know he can make plays, but making shots is where he's been less effective. We need to focus on staying home and forcing him to beat us with his scoring. Guys, we'll see if they can limit his highlight reel dimes. Back to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Man, Thaddeus Young, he's really entering the prime of his career right now at age 27. Hard to believe he's now in his 9th season. Only spent 1 year in college. Still plenty of room to grow.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Again, Wiggins missing.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Jack against Wiggins. Jack passes to Johnson. No luck. Good D by Rubio.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's Wiggins missing.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here is Jack. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Wiggins kicks to Martin. Towns at the elbow. And count it from 19 feet away.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Nets trail by 4. Jack dishes to Lopez. They set the screen. Screen by Young. Ellington the pass to Lopez. Can't capitalize on the good screen. And it's Martin penetrating. Rubio outside. Passes it to Wiggins. For 3. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. That's 7 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now here is Jack. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average of nearly 16 points a game.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Here's Rubio after Jarrett Jack's screen. And Rubio kicks to Martin. Wiggins sets a screen for Martin. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Now here is Jack. He has 5. At the teardrop. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Martin. Rubio outside. Towns with it. Lopez is there. Towns, no luck. Brooklyn Nets come into this one following a loss to Indiana.
And that's one of those games where I just felt the attitude going in was wrong. I think they believed what was being said about them in the press, and that was a game that they just couldn't win.
I'm going to disagree with you here. I don't think it was about lacking confidence in themselves. I just think the talent difference between the teams was too much for them to overcome.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Minnesota with the ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Here's Wiggins. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. 9 points for Andrew Wiggins. Nets trail by 9. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Wiggins against Johnson. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. And there's the feed to Towns. 14 feet away. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Young, a screen on Rubio. Johnson the screen. And Jack kicks to Young. Shot misses. Excellent D there from Garnett. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Wiggins giving him trouble. Plenty of it. He's already got 9 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Timberwolves.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Robinson's checked in. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Pekovic is checked in. And both free throws good for Wiggins.
Well, guys, in the NBA, you learn things by doing them in game-time action. And Andrew Wiggins had plenty of time to learn on the job. He was second in the league in minutes played last season, only behind James Harden.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Looking over the numbers again, Greg, Wiggins logged a ton of minutes as a rookie, over 36 minutes a game, Clark. That led all rookies in the NBA.
And how about leading everybody in the league in minutes played after the All-Star break, Kevin? Almost 40 minutes a game is what he averaged after the All-Star break.
Nets trail by 11. And Jack, here we go. And that one's good. Jack's got 7 points.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Rubio dishes to Pekovic. Lopez with the block.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass. And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
Clark, when you take a look at Joe Johnson, and if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Where would you slot him?
I'd put him in that first or second scoring role because he's so good and scores so effortlessly. And at some point, I think he's going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another.
And here is Johnson, following the three-pointer by Andrew Wiggins. Johnson kicks to Jack, unloads from 13, and Brook Lopez the bucket on the assist from Jack.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent, he's been solid, and now you see some maturation with him as well.
Here's Jack after the basket by Minnesota. Lopez a screen, and Jack, here we go, buries it down low. Jack's got 9.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And it's Wiggins missing.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, and it's already gotten them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
They get the rebound. That's good.
The tenacity on that interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
And Rubio kicks to Pekovic, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, this just another fantastic dime drop right there. That one certainly should make the highlight reel.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now here's Lopez. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Shot left block. Andrew Wiggins pulls it in. Timberwolves leading by 11, and Pekovic kicks to Bjelica. Rubio with a wide open look. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And guys, looking at Jarrett Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. He's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Talking about Jarrett Jack, he is especially dangerous at the end of the game. Not only does he make great decisions, Clark, he was a top 10 free throw shooter last season.
Yeah. Experienced, tough-minded ball handlers and shot makers are always valuable, especially when it's winning time.
Hollis Jefferson's checked in for the Nets. Larkin comes in for Jarrett Jack, and Muhammad gets it to go.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Brooklyn with the ball after the basket by Minnesota. There's the dish to Larkin. Lopez, a screen on Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The wide open look here for Lopez. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Lopez has got 8 points.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Jones kicks to Pekovic. Feeds to Levine. There's the 3. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Here's Larkin. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. That's on Brook Lopez. The Timberwolves have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the word is they challenged each other, guys. I mean, each and every one of them to improve their free throw shooting in the offseason. Held each other accountable in that area. And now you see the results individually and as a whole.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Zhang's checked in. And so Levine nails both of them.
In last season, the Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. Might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help.
Here's Larkin for 3. Rebound by Dang. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Out to the wing. Muhammad, the pass to Dang. Here's Levine. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Levine's got 7 points in the game. Well, Greg, it would work out for Minnesota with all those losses. They got the lucky bounce, Clark, and the #1 pick in the draft.
And you know, it's the first time in a long time that the worst team in the league actually got the top pick in the draft, allowed Minnesota to add another great young big to complement Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins. They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Bogdanovich, no good with the triple. Timberwolves leading by 20. They swipe it. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Here's Lopez. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. He's got 10.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Outside, Jones. From downtown, Levine, good. Levine's got 12.
and the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And quite a position here for the Timberwolves to be in. What do you think, guys?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
So it's Brooklyn now. This is their first chance this season playing the Timberwolves.
And going back a season ago, it was a win for both sides in their 2 meetings.
And even though one side played postseason basketball and the other stayed at home, you wouldn't have known it in their matchups.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Robinson is out there with Young. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then there's Shane Larkin. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3, the small forward.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been 3-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
And Muhammad throws it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Floats one. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Minnesota leading by 22. Jones dishes to Muhammad. His 3-pointers off the mark. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting in this game 45%. Screen by Young. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Here's Larkin. Just 4 to shoot. Minnesota with the rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Here's Larkin. There's the pass to Ellington. There's a screen by Robinson. Robinson a screen on Jones. Here's Larkin. Cans the shot from the wing. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Outside, Jones. Here's Towns. Makes it off the glass. Towns has got 8.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside. You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treading water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Johnson comes in for Hollis Jefferson, and Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Shane Larkin. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Jack. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. Kevin Martin, he's checked in for Zach LaVine. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Jones. finished off the break.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They have got to figure it out.
Jack has been putting up the numbers. He has 9 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
This is his first free throw of the game. That's good from Jack.
And a lot of teams in the West can at least get a little bit of a breather when they go against the Eastern teams. The Wolves didn't have that last year. They got pummeled by the entire conference.
And Jarrett Jack drops them both. Greg, as you said, with the Wolves, they had as hard a time with the East as anyone. Only managed a 9-21 record, Clark, out of conference.
And those 9 wins were the fewest against the East for any team in the NBA. Not a surprise given how badly the Wolves struggled in general.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Minnesota leading by 22. In the corner, it's Martin. Drains the three-pointer. Martin's got 5 points so far. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Inside, here's Robinson. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Rubio against Jack. It's Bjelica. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Bjelica's got 4 points this quarter. Nets have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Rubio against Jack. From the wing, the shot is off. Good D by Rubio.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Young sets a screen for Jack. Kicks it to Young. To the left side wing. Ellington the pass to Robinson. Jack against Rubio. And that one's good. And that's 13 points for Jarrett Jack.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
That's a 2 from Martin. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. That's 7 points for Martin. Here's Robinson. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
Johnson over to help. And Rubio kicks to Towns. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Towns has got 10 points in the game. For Brooklyn, they've gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. Johnson attacking. And he gets it to go.
The offense really coming around here in the second.
It's about rhythm, Clark. They're up above 50% now for the game, and you'll take that on any night. And defensively, there's still some work, though, they're going to have to shore up. Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
Timeout called, the Nets. A young team trying to find their place in the league can have it tough on the road, Clark, and the 2015 Timberwolves typified that sentiment.
In spades, 7-34 on the road last season. Dead last in the West as they won only 3 road games against the rest of the conference.
And with the Wolves on the road, that they shot threes better and had better offense, they would still lose by double digits on average.
Kevin Garnett is checked in for Minnesota. For Brooklyn, they've gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the second quarter. You've got to like how they've shot the ball.
You know, guys, for the Wolves on the road last year, it was hard because they are in the West. I mean, we've talked before about how far they have to travel as a team for their road game.
And Jack, here we go. Johnson right side. Dishes it to Young. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, it really turned it from a simple, straightforward look into a very difficult shot.
Rubio misses. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal.
Lopez, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Bogdanovich comes in for Wayne Ellington.
Bogdanovich. Brook Lopez.
Minnesota's gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Rubio, the pass to Bielitsa. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Bielitsa's got 10 points in the game. And here are the Nets. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Jack dishes to Young. Here's Lopez, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And just scrapes and claws for that offensive rebound and doesn't take any chances there with the putback.
Jay, strong work all around, and the rebound and the stuff both. Wow.
Yep, he stayed with it all the way and got his reward at the end.
Minnesota making a switch here. Pekovic is checked in. Here's Bogdanovich. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And that one's good. 18 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Young, a screen on Rubio, and Jack kicks to Young. They get it again.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Minnesota's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Wiggins passes to Garnett. 14 feet away, and again it's Minnesota.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Rubio against Jack. Johnson outside. 6 to shoot. And misses it off the right side of the rim. It's been all Timberwolves. To the middle. It's tipped. Young with the steal. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Now, here's Rubio. 17 points for him last game against Sacramento.
And he also was a table setter in that game, Kevin. Just an amazing job with his passing. Just a joy to watch that. I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
For Minnesota, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And he can't get the first one. Brooklyn making some changes. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Johnson. And it's Larkin in for Jarrett Jack. Good on the second free throw.
And last season, the Nets made sure nobody went off against them. They would lose games, but they did a great job of limiting an opposing star from taking over.
Here's Larkin. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. He dishes it to Lopez. Here's Bogdanovich. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And so it's Minnesota with it. Lopez over to help. Deflects the pass. He kicks to Young. Some room here for Lopez. No good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Wiggins drives in. Martin wide open. He fires. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Martin's got 8 points in the quarter.
and started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. To the inside. He feeds it to Larkin. 6 on the shot clock. Lopez a screen. Larkin can't get it to go.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Garnett. Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins, and Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
Lopez, a screen on Jones. Larkin dishes to Lopez. From the line, and it's Lopez again missing. Minnesota's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. That's good. 14 points for Martin.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Here's Lopez, and the rejection by Jang. Outside Martin. And he's good on the 3-ball. Martin's got 17.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
Young last year, as you mentioned, GA, shipped to Brooklyn, provided good punch off the bench.
Yeah, and Young is so efficient in his scoring that he's a great guy to play heavy minutes off the bench. Shot over 50% from the floor in his games with the Nets.
Levine's checked in for Martin. Both free throws good from Thaddeus Young.
Here in the second quarter, they've made all of their shots from the foul line. And that's a must-do when you're down.
Jones with it. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Pekovic with a screen. Here's Muhammad. Offline with his 3.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Larkin kicks to Young. That one's in, only his 4th make against 9 total shots.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Outside, Jones. Pekovic inside. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on that one. And so a good time to go to the replay and just to make sure if he got it off on time.
Yeah, and the officials on the floor will make the final determination after reviewing the footage from the NBA's replay center. And we can follow along. We see what they're seeing.
And they've seen enough. The basket will not count. The quarter has come to an end before the shot.
Still important to have a second look at it, Kevin. I mean, the technology's available, so you might as well use it.
Absolutely. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Timberwolves ahead, running away with this one. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Andrew Wiggins led the way in the first half. He had 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets?
Well, there are a few areas they need to improve on, but perimeter defense is priority numero uno. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters, and we've got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough, Ernie, especially outside.
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half of our game. Kevin Harlan ready with the call.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You look at Andrew Wiggins in this game, he's been everywhere.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint that disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
It's the Nets now. Checking out the group for Flip Saunders to start the second half. Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Towns is out there with Garnett, and it's Rubio in at point guard. And the dunk by Lopez.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Rubio with it. Now Jack defending. Martin from outside. Lopez grabs the board. Lopez has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And that one's good. And that's 13 points here for Thaddeus Young.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch, and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold, the way that guy gets to the rim.
Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Down low. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
And it's slammed in by Garnett.
Make it 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. And he was ultra safe with that dunk.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be, remove all doubt on that attack.
Young, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Here's Towns, and he goes in for the dunk.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten every shot to drop since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor. Lopez kicks to Young. Towns with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Rubio, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for the Nets. The Timberwolves have been good at the free throw line in this one, 7 of 8. And that one falls for Ricky Rubio.
And last season, really a tale of 2 halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
Down low, here's Lopez, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one is on Towns.
Brook Lopez, guys, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
Lopez ended up coming off the bench for the Nets for a stretch last season. There was a lot of debate, Clark, if that was the right role for him.
Kevin, clearly there were differing opinions because as soon as it happened, every GM called Brooklyn up to see if Lopez was available.
Both free throws good from Lopez. Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch, back to the basket moves, facing up, makes free throws, good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
And Jack kicks to Johnson. Here's the floater. Garnett with the block. Wiggins passes to Rubio. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. And that's now 9 points here for Ricky Rubio. And the Nets shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good.
And talking about Lopez, he does clean the glass on the offensive end. He was 12th in offensive rebounds last year. However, he was 44th in defensive rebounds. That's one important area he definitely has to work on.
Passes it to Garnett. From 11 feet away. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Garnett's got 8 points.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
You know, getting back to Lopez, how good is it to have a guy with his offensive package also be a near top 10 shot blocker for you? That's what he was last season and several seasons before that. He's an all-star talent if he can just stay on the court and stay healthy.
Wiggins dishes to Rubio. It's good from long range. He's got 12.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
The Nets have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. There's a screen by Robinson. For 3, Ellington. Good.
Only took him a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
And Rubio kicks to Towns. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
And it's Wiggins with the jam.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
The Nets have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Jack against Rubio. No good from Jack. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Martin. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Johnson. Jack with it. Guarded now by Rubio. Now the feed to Lopez. Garnett grabs the board. Garnett's got 7 rebounds in the game. Wiggins kicks to Towns. Back to Wiggins. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And Rubio gets it to go on the assist by Wiggins. 14 points here for Ricky Rubio. And here is Jack. He's got 13. Johnson outside. Over to the wing. Lopez inside. Shot by Jack. Wide open. Again, the miss by Jack. Jack's gone 5 of 13 tonight from the floor. Here's Mark.
Oh! That athlete.
Yeah.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. And Jack kicks to Lopez. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Boy, I love the great assist that time by Jack.
And Minnesota has possession. Doubled by Jack. Wiggins from outside.
Tries again, and Towns lays it in. Towns has got 20 points. Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
And now Martin pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And Jack, here we go. Knocked away. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period. Here's Martin. Johnson with the defensive effort.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Now here's Ellington. He's guarded closely. Clock at 6. Left side Jack. And the shot falls short this time.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going. Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Offensive rebound. And the dunk by Lopez.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg. Rubio the pass to Towns. The dish to Rubio. Johnson over to help. It's Martin on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. And he gets it to go. It's amazing how Martin makes shots like that look so simple. And Jack kicks to Johnson. Robinson sets a screen for Johnson. Unloads from 13. Buries the jump shot. Johnson's got 9 points.
Nice piece of work there. Give yourself a little space and pull the trigger.
On the wing, Wiggins hits it from three-point range.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Johnson outside. Lopez a screen. Johnson dishes to Robinson. Excellent D there from Garnett. Minnesota's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Wiggins kicks to Garnett, feeds it to Martin. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant. Rubio with it. Now Jack defending. The pass to Towns. Wiggins drives in. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Jack's a running. Lopez outside. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Lopez has got 26 points. This quarter has brought out the best in them, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. And it's now 26 points for Andrew Wiggins. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Garnett against Robinson. Lopez got a piece of it. Now running it up the court. Martin pushing it up. Here's Rubio. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in. Rubio's got 16 points. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Minnesota. Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Outside, Martin. Tries from 16. Rebound, Brooklyn. Lopez has got 6 rebounds in the game. Down low. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And just a strong finish. The D just one step behind on that play.
And Greg, that's all he needed. That's a dunk this crowd will remember for a while.
And I know I will. I mean, that's the kind of play he's capable of when he gets that good, aggressive, take no prisoners mindset.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
Well, if you're going to give them layups, there's no way you're going to get back in this game.
And for the Nets, they're shooting 54% since they had a chance to talk things over at halftime. They're looking locked in out there now. Outside Jack. Kicks to Lopez. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Nets have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
Taking 2 shots.
That's good from Brook Lopez. Minnesota making some changes. Good on both. Now Jones from deep three-point range, and that's not going to go. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. But Timberwolves on top, delivering the blowout. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. Welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Young is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then there's Shane Larkin. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 2. So that's the Nets 5. The offensive rebound.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
It has been a lopsided battle on the boards, no doubt.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Pass to McCullough, and the rejection by Jang. But they recover it. To the inside. Second chance shot. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up.
Boy, perfect half at the free throw line for them. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
And Clark, those free throws need to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Shooting for Brooklyn, Chris McCullough. Taking 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
You can't let them recover their missed free throws. Lucky break for the offense.
Outside, Jones. Dishes to Levine from the arc. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
They are wreaking havoc on him with the three-point shot here.
The defense has no answer right now. Even when they've gotten a hand up, it has not seemed to matter.
Here's Larkin, defended by Jones. And Young with the basket on the assist by Larkin. Larkin's got his 4th assist in this one. Minnesota shooting has been out of this world, 74% from the field. Jones kicks to Levine. There's the 3. And again, Minnesota with the